Hi guys, Ian here, and this is the FiiO JT3. It's actually under the sub-brand, which is the Jadeaudio and Snow Sky, and it is an open back dynamic driver headphone. The retail price for this is just 70 US dollars, and is really nicely priced. Based on the value of this headphone and what this can deliver. So I've been using this for quite some time now, and I'm here to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about this JT3. So let's begin first with the accessories. So this is the retail box. It's quite big. Okay, it's got the branding on the front here. At the side, nothing much, but at the back, same thing, nothing much at the back. So it's just a huge retail box, which I'll put one side. And inside the box, you'll get a carrying pouch. It will prevent your headphone from scratches and, having contact with your other stuff in your bag, but that's just about it. I wish it was a hard shell case. And then of course a user guide and some warranty card, and this cable. Right, so this cable over here is the left and the right headphone, and also it comes with this microphone, right? So obviously they are targeting at those using with PC, and if you're a gamer as well, so you can use it for gaming. They also provide this 1/4 inch headphone jack, just in case you want to connect it to your hi-fi system. Cable is fabric cable. Comes with the cable organizer. Cable is nice and thick, and the headphone jack does have color indication, if you can see red and blue. And then on the headphone itself, there is left and right. So left usually in this hobby is blue. So I'll just plug it into the left, and then red is usually right, so I'll just plug it into the right side. And you get the headphone itself, and that's just about it in terms of the overall accessories. I wish that there was a hard shell case, and also maybe a balance option, because the termination here is a 3.5 mm headphone jack. So yeah. And also maybe a pair of spare ear pads, just in case. Yeah, but I mean, this is just about it in terms of accessories. For 70 bucks, I think this is pretty okay. Alright, so let's now talk about the design and build quality. The JT3 uses a mix of metal, as you can see, and plastic components and some ABS. And the metal part is where the yoke is, this metal part here. The headband, the slider, the overall ear cups itself, the grill, but other than that, everything else is made of ABS plastic. The build feels quite solid for $70. There's no rattles, no loose joints. The headband adjustment is pretty smooth and pretty consistent as well. And the open back grill here is very well finished. There's no sharp edges, and the overall finish is a matte look, and it's rather nice. It's not very flashy. The headband is sufficient. It's got good tension. It's not overbearing. The clamping force is just nice. The ear cups rotate up and down reasonably well, and the build tolerances is actually quite okay. There's no squeaks, and I would say, yeah, there's no looseness or any structural fatigue after using it for quite some time now. Now let's talk about the finishing. The leatherette, or the fox leather, is actually pretty good. And the velour pad here is also pretty good. It's pretty comfortable as well. The overall styling is pretty good. It's more functional rather than, flashy. And I don't see any cosmetic flaws. There's no glue lines or mismatch of joints or anything like that. So this headphone is actually pretty good for $70. The build quality, it impressed me. and it doesn't feel cheap or flimsy at all. Alright, now let's talk about the fit and comfort. Overall, I've been using this for about 2 to 3 hours per session. The clamping and the overall headband is pretty moderate in terms of the clamping force to light. It's not a very heavy type of clamping force, and it holds the headphone in my head in position. It's gentle enough not to be too fatiguing during long listening sessions. The padding is comfortable, and I didn't experience any hot spot at the top of my head, and the adjustments is actually pretty good as well. It doesn't feel tight or doesn't feel too loose. The ear pads and the ear clearance, they are actually pretty good. The ear cups are actually quite large, okay, to accommodate my ears without touching it, or the driver touching my ears. And the velour pads, they breathe quite well, and is pretty good for, and pretty important for open back design. And I didn't feel any hot ears while wearing them. The pad is quite thick, and the cushioning is actually quite plush as well, even after long use. And I would say maybe if your ear loops are a bit large, then maybe the top of the ear loop might touch this, because the headphone is, it droops down a little bit because it's quite large. And the other thing is that it doesn't pivot left to right. So I would say it's all right in terms of the overall fit and comfort. There's no hot spots, there's no heavy clamps on the side of my temple. So overall, I would say for this budget headphones, I would definitely recommend this for comfort and long listening sessions. Alright, let's go into the sound performance of these. First, let's talk about the tone and timbre. The overall tone and timbre for this is a bit warm to natural sounding. The lower mid-range has a slight fullness to the vocals and instruments, and overall the bass has got good body and extension, and the treble is smooth sounding. It's not a very bright treble, so overall is more of a musical presentation rather than an ultra analytical kind of tone and timbre. And I would say there's a bit of tonal coloration. It's not totally neutral sounding, and this headphone does a pretty good job in preserving musical engagement and the musicality of the overall sound. So I would say it's one of the more true tone in terms of the overall tonal balance of this, and it's pretty okay for the price that they are asking for. Alright, so let's talk about the technical performance of this headphone. Now, in terms of soundstage, at this price point, I can say I'm pleasantly surprised by how open the sound is and how it sounded. Compared to many closed back headphones, dynamic drivers at the similar price point, the JT3 gave me a sense of width and air around instruments for chamber music, jazz, or vocals with some ambience. It gives a pretty spatial sense in terms of the overall soundstage beyond your head. Overall, it sounds very spacious for an open back dynamic driver headphone. I mean, it's not ultra wide in that sense, but it's pretty good in terms of the overall soundstage at this price point. As for imaging, it's pretty strong. I could place instruments in their respective position, the left, the right, the center, very clearly. Panning and sound separation cues were very coherent and very stable, especially in, well, very simple mixes. Maybe in more complex songs or tracks, the spread maybe occurs a bit, but imaging is still very consistent. Layering in terms of the front and the back is pretty moderate. It's not extreme, it's not extremely clear, but it allows that depth and localization of the instruments in your track. Now, in terms of detail retrieval, the JT3 does better than many budget open back headphones. Micro details like the string rubs, fine reverb tails, subtle cymbal shimmers are present, and I would say it sounds better than I expected in terms of the retrieval. But you know, compared to higher end headphones, I would say it's all right in terms of the detail retrieval and resolution. Very fine micro textures. Sometimes it's a little bit of a blur, and in more complex mixes, the masking is a little bit more evident. But for the money, the detail retrieval and the resolution is pretty good. Alright, now let's talk about the sound signature. I didn't measure this, so I'm just going to give you my subjective sound signature thoughts and opinions. Now, in terms of the sub bass, the JT3 delivers a pretty credible sub bass rumble on organ pedal tones, synthesizer pads, and film scores. The deep bass is really weighty. It's got good decay as well, good extension. I wouldn't say it's earth-shaking level, but compared to many close specs at a similar price point, it's a pretty good extension in terms of the sub bass. So if you listen to bass-heavy genres, you might appreciate this headphone. It's just that it's not going to be a bass hit kind of level and rumble kind of sub bass. Now, in terms of mid bass, JT3 is pretty strong for the mid bass. The impact is well controlled, but present enough to give drums and bass guitars, cellos some physicality. The tuning favors more to musicality than overemphasis of the mid bass, so you won't get that bass monster punch or that boom, but you get very satisfying bass body on the punch and the impact. So on tracks like pop or rock or bass heavy kind of tracks, I found it very engaging. The slam is there, the presence is there, yet it's clean enough not to bleed into the mid-range. So mid bass is well controlled and with good presence. Now, in terms of the mid-range, it's forward enough to bring out the vocals and instruments clearly, but it's not overly forward to, you know, give you that presence. So I would say it's somewhere in between a V-shaped tuned and maybe a U-shaped tuned type of headphone. The lower mids provide pretty good warmth, upper mids a bit more clear. But if the mix is very bright, then you get this mild treble presence and bright overly glare, and the presence region may be a bit, you know, soft on the edge. But for tracks that is well produced, then maybe it's not so fatiguing, I would say. But overall, I would say the mids are pretty okay, though it's a little bit recessed, in my opinion. Now, in terms of the treble, JT3 provides a pretty good extension and the air for the treble, and the soundstage is open, which affects the treble, and it's a bit more kind of a relaxed type of treble. It's more of a headphone than an earphone kind of experience. Now, in terms of treble, I would say the JT3 provides pretty good extension and air to the treble. Cymbals, they got good shimmer. Strings reveal the overtones. Ambient cues are very decent. But the treble is slightly tamed. It's not a very bright treble. It's quite controlled. And I would say if you enjoy more of a relaxed top end, longer listening sessions, then you may like this type of treble. But if you go for the maximum sparkle and the edginess of the treble, then you may find that the treble on the JT3 may be a bit more reserved. Alright, so that's the sound signature of this JT3. Let's compare it with my HD 600 from Sennheiser. This is will sound warmer. It's got a pretty wide soundstage. It's a wider soundstage. Resolution wise, it's not as clear and resolute as compared to my HD 600. It sounds more musical, more fun. It's a little bit more casual sounding, but it's not by a lot. I would say it's actually neutral-ish sound to natural-ish. Same as the HD 600. I would say overall for this price, $70, comparing with my HD 600, this is actually a steal. For the fact that it sounds pretty similar to my HD 600. It's just that it's got a bit more bass, and it sounds warmer as well. Alright, so let's conclude with this JT3. First, let's go through some strengths and weaknesses, or pros and cons for this. Now, in terms of the pros, I like that this has got an excellent build quality and the comfort, and only priced at $70 US. I feel solid. It's well engineered, and it's very comfortable to wear at $70. It's got an open back feel. It's got a wide soundstage, good air compared to many same priced headphones. It's got a balanced tuning. It's a little bit warm sounding. It's musically toned. It's got good bass body. It's got pretty good clear mids. It's not overly fatiguing in terms of the treble. It's got good technical performance for its price point. The imaging, sound separation, openness, I think you won't be getting this type of overall technical performance on similarly priced headphones. Now, in terms of cons, I would say it's not many, but the resolution, I would say, in terms of micro details, it's not a very resolving headphone. I mean, it's $70, and it's not really ideal for outdoor use because of the open back. You can hear your environment, and it's not entirely bright. So if you're a treble head and you go for that sparkle, the JT3 may sound a little bit too relaxed at the top end for more analytical taste. And maybe the accessories, it's a bit modest. There's no premium case, there's no hard shell case, which is fine at this price point, but I just want to point it out. So if I were to place this in my ranking, I would say the JT3 belongs to the excellent value rank, and it's listen for fun kind of category, if you are getting this for just casual listening, and overall just to enjoy your music, then I would say yes, I would recommend this headphone. But for analytical, and more advanced listening, this may not be up to the mark. This will stay on my desktop, right, for just casual listening, but not for analytical listening. And also, if you are on a budget, $70 is actually a very reasonable price to ask for it to produce this kind of overall sound and clarity. Alright, so that's my overall thoughts and opinions about this FiiO JT3. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name's Ian. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.